What's going on, everyone? So, a lot of talks about Giannis Antetokounmpo still potentially wanting out, that he still may request a trade. And I mean, in all honesty, he's given them a chance. And what have they really done? It's essentially the same team, just without Brook Lopez. You've added Miles Turner, and you've lost Damian Lillard. So you lost the co-star, right? So it's like, how much better or how good is the Milwaukee Bucks going to be as is? Probably not good enough to win a championship, right? Even with Giannis and as great as Giannis is. And it is the Eastern Conference, so you never know. Maybe they stumble into the conference finals or something, or stumble into the NBA finals, but I just don't know if they actually win an NBA championship. Thing is, though, too, is like, does Giannis kind of give them this year to kind of work it out, and then now have more options, and he'll have more power and say on where he goes and how he dictates, right? Because right now, he could be like, I only want to go to the Lakers. And there's teams that'd be like, hey, we'll trade for him for 2 years, and then he could go to the Lakers, right? Where next season, it's like, hey, where do you want to go? And it's like, I want to only go to the Lakers, right? And the Lakers would have a more comparable package, right? Because they would have, like, I think it's 3 firsts at that point, plus a bunch of pick swaps and stuff, to where they might be able, with Austin Reeves and maybe LeBron James sign and trade somewhere, you can get enough assets to now pony up and make that move. But if the Lakers wanted Giannis Antetokounmpo this season, the Lakers as is, they're not going to be able to. Right? Austin Reeves, a first, Rui Hachimura, and salary filler, even with 4 pick swaps and all that other stuff. You have teams like Houston and San Antonio and stuff that they could double the Lakers offer and still have a bunch of assets and stuff. Right? Even if Giannis, again, was like, hey, I only want to go to the Lakers to play with a Luka Doncic. The problem is that, again, those teams might be like, hey, we'll take a flyer. Let's do the Donovan Mitchell to the Cavs thing, where the Cavs were like, hey, we know he wants to go to the Knicks, but we have 2 years to kind of work this out. Let's see if we can convince him to stay. Lo and behold, he stayed, right? Especially because that much time that's passed. Let's say he goes to Houston, right? He's comfortable. He might win a championship with him and Kevin Durant and whatever other pieces they have left. They're going to be really good, if not the best team in all of basketball, right? If he wins a championship and he's there and established in Houston, he's probably not leaving. Plus, no state tax, all that stuff, right? So there's benefits for him staying. So how do the Lakers make it work now, this offseason, in order to land Giannis Antetokounmpo? The key would be LeBron James. What does LeBron James really want to do? First off, you need to see if Giannis actually becomes available, right? Because you don't want to go to LeBron and be like, hey, dude, so we're ready to trade you. And then now he's mad and Giannis isn't available. And now you're trading him for a bunch of like random role guys, right? The key would be wait for Giannis. Giannis, let's say the news drops, Giannis wants to be traded. If I'm Rob, I am telling Luka, get on the phone and talk to Giannis. And he is picking up that phone and talking to Giannis and going, hey, dude, we're going to work it out. We're going to get you here. Right? We might need you to give us a little nudge. Might need you to help us, orchestrate this trade a little bit. But let's make this happen, right? And now you have Giannis's support. Then you go to LeBron and go, hey, dude, we have a chance to get Giannis. Where do you want to be traded? Which is probably the Cavs, because the Cavs would probably trade for him, because not only would it give them flexibility for the future, but it'd give them arguably the best chance to go win a championship this year in the Eastern Conference, right? And LeBron, again, LeBron's not going to care. He's going to go where he wants to go, right? So it's like, hey, LeBron, you can go do your farewell tour at home in Cleveland, right? And now the Lakers could work out kind of this, it's probably a 4-team trade at this point, right? Because the original idea, and I talked about this a couple months ago, right, was a 3-team trade with the Cavs, the Bucks, and the Lakers, right? But the Milwaukee Bucks recently landed Miles Turner. So Jared Allen doesn't make as much sense. Maybe because they lose Giannis, maybe they're like, hey, we can move Turner to the 4 and then Jared Allen to the 5 and kind of go that route. So then maybe that would be easy. But also, you got to remember, many moons ago, Miles Turner didn't like playing the 4. Right? That's why they ended up making the trade that they made for Tyrese Halliburton and everything like that, because he wanted to play the 5. Now, is he maybe, now that he's older and more mature and on the team and Giannis ends up leaving, does he now maybe go, okay, sure, like whatever we got to do? Because if that's the case, then it's an easy 3-team trade. Right? LeBron goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers, Darius Garland, Jared Allen, Austin Reeves, and then, Lakers first plus the 4 pick swaps plus whatever else. At that point, you're whatever you want, here you go. And you package all that together, and now you have a much more comparable trade to the rest of these people or the rest of these teams, to where now you can be competitive in Giannis. The key would be Giannis trying to force his way to the Lakers, because now you're not just, now you have to put a package together, if you're Houston or San Antonio, that's better than Darius Garland, an all-star point guard, Austin Reeves, who, could be an all-star in the right situation. I mean, he's putting up all-star level numbers. Say what you want about Austin Reeves, right? But he's a good basketball player, right? On top of, a Jared Allen who could be the center and slot alongside and give you some defense and some anchoring on the inside along with Miles Turner, and then a first and then 4 pick swaps or whatever, right? Now you have to beat that package. Now, maybe Houston or San Antonio would be willing to do that, but would they be willing to do that knowing he's going to leave to the Lakers in 2 years? That now becomes a lot more questionable, right? Because right now, again, it's like Austin Reeves, Rui, salary filler, and 1 first. Like, sure, let's do that and take the chance on Giannis. But now it's like, okay, now we have to pony up 4 or 5 firsts, right? Which we'd probably have to do regardless, but now we need to match the players, so now you got to put out more salary. Like, are they willing to do that? Especially if Giannis actually does come out and say he wants to go to a team like the Lakers, right? Now, that would kind of be, I think, persuade them if the Lakers were able to pull off the trade enough to land all those pieces. Now, the reason I said it might be a 4-team trade is because if they don't want Jared Allen, then you got to flip Jared Allen into another piece. And Cleveland would have to shed salary anyway, right? So you might need a 4th team regardless. So maybe you're doing something where Jared Allen is going, to a team, and they're giving up. Can you find a team that's willing to give up a young player in a first and go, hey, here you go to Milwaukee? The other thing you got to remember, the Milwaukee Bucks cannot bottom out. They can't, right? So a Houston package, a Spurs package, right? Is that going to be good enough compared to, like, say what you want about Austin Reeves and Darius Garland, right, and Jared Allen? What do the Milwaukee Bucks look at as a better, like, hey, we can be good right now package? Jared Allen, who, I mean, again, all-star level guard, Austin Reeves, guy that without LeBron James is averaging something like 28, 6, and 8, right? And then a Jared Allen who could slot in. So literally you could have Darius Garland, Austin Reeves, Jared Allen, Miles Turner, and then whoever you want slotted in at your 3. Right? So whoever, is the best fit slotted on your 3. And then you still have like depth and talent. Like Milwaukee might actually be a playoff team and a very good team. You could make an argument they might be nearly as good, if not as good, without Giannis as that package, because it's just, instead of Giannis being and having to do everything, it's collection by 4 or 5 guys, right? So now it's like you're one of the deeper teams in the Eastern Conference. You might be one of the deepest teams, period. You don't have that super duper star, but you still have a very good team that, I mean, again, look at Indiana. They were in the NBA Finals and a game away, and if Tyrese Halliburton doesn't get hurt, what does that look like? So you've seen that without a super duper star, you can still get at least to the finals. So, maybe they look at it and go, hey, that could be the best package. Because it would basically come down to that. But you would need LeBron to be willing to work with you, make the trade, make the moves necessary to pull that off. Because if LeBron's like, yeah, like, no, I want to stay, well, then there goes all that, right? Because, again, like, even if Giannis says, I only want to go to the Lakers, Austin Reeves, a first and 4 pick swaps, isn't going to be enough to entice the Milwaukee Bucks compared to unless everyone just backed out. I don't think that they would. If there is a team that's willing to do that for a Donovan Mitchell, you don't think teams would do that for a Giannis Antetokounmpo? Right? I mean, even to rent Giannis for a year, teams would probably do that. There's teams that'd probably just be looking at the financial side of things. Like, dude, we could make $1 billion this year just for having Giannis on our roster. Like, who cares? Pony up what you got to pony up. I mean, there's teams that are bad teams that might make moves, right? So that's the thing, is like the Lakers need to at least get a good enough package to warrant, justify, and make the argument to now, again, if you have, 4 pick swaps, a first round pick, Austin Reeves, Darius Garland, Jared Allen, plus, maybe you're throwing in a Adu Theoro and whatever else, right? Because, I mean, you talk about Giannis, Now teams might go like, ooh, like, do we really want to outbeat that? Don't get me wrong, like Houston could make a very arguative kind of package. Same thing with the Spurs. They can make a very arguative package. But again, it's like, do they want to pony that up knowing that Giannis wants to leave and go to the Lakers? So again, to me, there's these kind of dominoes that need to fall into place. First, Giannis needs to say and come out that I want to be traded. Then if I'm Rob Pelinka, I'm getting Luka on the phone. You get or Luka to get Giannis on the phone, right? Hey, Luka, call Giannis. Talk to him, see where he's at, see if he'll kind of nudge his way here. We'll talk to LeBron, right? Because you're not going to be able to do it without LeBron's help. And LeBron goes to Cleveland. Cleveland sends out the assets. Lakers get the assets that are going to Milwaukee. Now the Lakers have the package that can make that work. But you need the push. You need the nudge from Giannis in order to make that work. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out as we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.